Hello, my name is Julia Costa, and I'll be showing you how to apply a special effects bullet wound. So first what you're going to want to do is, you can see here I used just a baby wipe to clean off the skin to make sure that there's no dirt or oil on the skin so that there's a clean contact. And then you're going to want to wait for the skin to dry before applying anything onto it. So once your skin is all prepped, you're going to go in with your special effects wax and go ahead and coat your hands in some petroleum jelly just to help prevent any sticking onto your hands with the wax. And so once you have your hands coated in the petroleum jelly, you're going to mold the wax with your hands until it's a Play-Doh texture. Once you molded the wax into a nice consistency, you're going to go ahead and put that in the area where you want the gunshot wound to be. And then you're just going to place it down and with your fingers gently blend it into the skin. If you need to, you can go ahead and apply more petroleum jelly to your fingers so that the wax doesn't stick to your fingers while you're trying to blend it into the skin. Before we start any coloring on it, you're first going to want to mattify it and set it in place with some setting powder. Once you have the wax set in place, you're going to go in with something sharp, but not too sharp it'll pierce the skin. So I'm going in with a toothpick. You can go in with a spatula that the wax came with, or you can use makeup brushes, the ends of makeup brushes, anything really, just so that you could carve out the hole that you want for the gunshot wound. And here I'm just playing with the wax a little bit to mold it in a shape where it looks like skin. And now we're going to start with the coloring. So first what I'm doing is I'm finding a shade that matches the skin tone, and I'm using that powder to cover up the wax to kind of blend it in with the skin a little bit more. And now I'm going to go in with this black jumbo eyeliner pencil and color the inside of the wound black. I'm going to use a lip lining brush to do that, and also going to use some black eyeshadow powder. And here I'm making sure to cover the edges of the wound in black as well, also just to add some depth and dimension into it. And so now I have this cream blush kind of makeup thing, and I'm going in with a brush and coloring around the wound to make it red and look irritated. If some little pieces of the wax happens to fall off in the process of this, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a gunshot wound after all. And now I'm going in with a bright orange color to blend the red out to make it not so harsh. I also want to note that I do use a lot of the same brushes in this tutorial. However, in between using different colors and products, I always make sure to clean them off with baby wipes. So once I finished blending the orange into the red, I then got another shade that was a more peachy color and blended the orange out into the skin, basically to make a nice gradient color. So now I'm going in with this red lipstick, going back in with the lip lining brush, and I'm touching up the sides that are closer to the wound with the red color, just to make it a little bit darker and deeper, and more pigmented. So that about wraps up the coloring for the wound. So now we're going to go in with the blood. I'm using this gel-like blood, and I'm using the spatula from the wax to scoop some out and insert it into the hole of the wound. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more blood and use the spatula to blob some on under the wound and kind of drip it down to make it look like the wound's kind of bleeding out and oozing blood. Really gory stuff. In my opinion, the blood is what really makes the wound look real and believable, so go ahead and have a lot of fun with this. And now I'm going to use this porous sponge and go ahead and dip it into some of the blood and stipple it around the wound so that it looks a little bit more realistic. And with that, we have finished our gunshot wound using special effects makeup.